Vi has a 58% win rate against Maokai jungle in this patch, at least in Plat Plus North America. And I think it could be a sleeper OP pick to answer what has been a really popular pick in Maokai jungle. But no one's really playing her yet. She's 0-2 so far in play-ins, but we're going to look at T1 Oner and see what he does that makes it so he has a 100% win rate in 5 games in North America during his boot camp. And so we're going to check out his gameplay and see what's working, what makes him so good at the pick. And I predict this could be the answer to what stops the dominance of Maokai, as he's the most picked jungler so far in the Worlds tournament. And I think there's probably a few things that make her a good pick against him. The first of those is that her W has percent max health damage, and also it has armor shred. So in just straight up 1v1s, she actually is able to outduel him. Oh, here's a little level 1 action. I don't know if she's going to be able to save this orb. He's going to have to flash. Oh, he has no flash. Just kidding. So he just dies. But is this a potential trade kill back? Or actually, they might have just gotten caught back up. Chain start from LeBlanc. Is she going to go down is probably the good question. I think she gets out. Clone will make sure that doesn't happen. So this is a little bit of a weird start. So doesn't have a leash, late leash, and also super low health. But at least was able to save the flash. He's going to have to smite on the first camp here, get a little bit of a leash from the Ornn. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to stay. Oh, wow. He is really playing with fire here. Okay. And he sees... or probably knows there's the Nidalee star on the bottom side, but he is pathing away from his Ornn, so he's leaving top on an island. Ornn, even if he gets behind, that's okay. Darius he already got the kill, and so he burnt both of his summoners, but that just gives him even more of a reason to play towards the bottom side, where he does have gank assist from the Rakan, and the Tristana can also jump in, be a dive buddy that they might be able to get onto this immobile misfortune. So looking at Oner, he's been playing more Vi than any of the other junglers at Worlds. And obviously he hasn't gotten to play it in the Worlds tournament yet because he is on a groups team. He is not in the play-in. But no play-in junglers are picking her as much as he is in solo queue. And so I think that it's kind of the comfort on Vi that's going to allow somebody to come in and to beat up on Maokai and to actually win that matchup, which nobody really has yet. And it's still a developing meta. And I expect that there's going to be a lot of changes as we get a gank here in the mid lane. Not really anything, but now Oner knows the start that Nidalee did 4 camp up into top side is going to clear her top. And that Ornn is going to be just fine because he's getting pushed in. But I think that meta will change from and I think it normally does in Worlds, between the play-in stage and the group stage. That the groups teams they're watching the games, but they're doing their own scrims. They're a completely different group of players, and they're at a higher level. They're higher ranked teams that finished stronger in their seasons. And so it'll be interesting to see how that develops as we finish out the play-in stage in the next couple days here. Here he's going for, he just secures the Scuttle Crab. Goes into the top side. That's pretty bold. I think that mid was a little bit locked, but LeBlanc was the first to move. Here's this skirmish here. He has flash up. Might look for the combo on Nidalee. Yet lands it. She does not die to burn. Will they be able to kite out? This LeBlanc is on... Oh, Q is going to be back up soon. He dodges the Nidalee spear. He's going to get another rotation. Wow. Good reaction. I think... They are probably... Oh, the Rakan comes in. They pick up the kill. Are they going to get the second kill? This bot lane, legendary. The level 3 roam all the way into the top side from bot is incredible. And he's going to go straight into cycling his second rotation camps. Or how low is this? Yeah, I don't think the Darius is going to let them do that. Ornn is just going to keep this freeze just outside turret. That's in a great spot. And Oner is back into the top side perfectly with his top camps coming back up. So he did a 3-camp clear, reset into 2 camps, top scuttle, just in time for his camps to come back up. And I think he can potentially look for this, although Darius has the ghost back up. And so they'll at least get that out of him. But with no flash, she isn't going to land that Q. She needs another Q rotation. But the cooldown is a little bit too high right now. It's about like I think like an 8-second cooldown at this point in the game. And she's going to go straight back into her camps. Oner might be looking for something else. We're just hovering that. The wave would have slow pushed out, so he's making sure that this is going to crash. Ornn had the TP, but he wasn't going to be able to TP to the minions because it's pre-14, so he wasn't going to be able to get this crash. So Oner came up and made sure that that crash happened so that it'll slow push back into Ornn, and she won't have to go back up there to make sure that the Ornn doesn't die again. So Darius was trying to had a really good wave state if Oner didn't intervene. So that's why he was breaking that wave state up there, making sure it gets crashed and Ornn can stay safe. And that way he's freed up to go make plays on the bot side. Another factor besides the max health damage and the shred, the armor shred that Vi has in her kit, is also the unstoppable ultimate that when Maokai sends in the ultimate, that she can actually respond with her unstoppable ultimate, where she can go straight through all of his crowd control and still get on a carry. And so at least when Maokai is using his ults defensively for peel, she can kind of mitigate that. Now, he might be looking for a dive on the bot side here. Let's see how the wave is. The wave is crashed in, but it's going to be dying pretty soon. So he might look for the gank on the slow push back, is my guess. Going for the invade right now as he's waiting for that. Is there another wave? There is another wave coming in, so he might look at it on this timer. They have vision of Nidalee on the top side, and so he's staying outside in case there is a ward there, waiting till the last minute when the wave is coming in here. Let's see who they target. They're trying to get on Misfortune, but Pyke did a good job of body blocking it. Tristana tanked as much as she could, and great job by the Taliyah coming in to clean that up at the last minute. And just gonna go down. Yep, LeBlanc gets the ignite down, and wow, that's kind of a shame. I think the Pyke was kind of the MVP of that, denying the dive where he body blocked the Misfortune to make sure that Oner couldn't get the Q on there. And so then Rakan picks up a kill there. He's the only one who hasn't died. He's been playing really well. And Oner goes straight back up into the top side, might look for a play on the Darius as we have the ultimate from Ornn, but with the crash, Darius just backs up and then he goes into his full clear. And this is really the only timer that he would look for a play on top side anyway, because he just happens to be up there. It's not where he wants to play around, so he just looked, but is happy to just get back into clearing his jungle. And now potentially looking, there's the Scuttle at least top side. I don't know if he's going to go for Rift Herald. Just came up at 8-12. The bot laners didn't rotate up. A lot of times we're seeing that where, at least in pro play, where they'll rotate up somewhat early if they want to make sure they secure that Rift Herald, but both bot laners are locked in bot. So that means with the push that they got from Darius resetting, then Ornn can come down and just make sure that they secure this. And her percent max health is really good for objectives, that she takes those down pretty quickly, even if she's soloing them. And so they're able to do that. Roaming over to a play in mid here, it's kind of just a party. Everyone's coming in for the mid lane. They're all showing, but since it's both matched, she goes ahead and is just doing some counter jungling. 2 wards up, actually 3 control wards in this top quadrant here, make her feel pretty safe. Also with Nidalee showing in mid, she exited towards bot. It's just good awareness of Oner to know when the camps are available, when they're up, and when he can go get an advantage in the counter jungle. And there's more fighting mid, and we haven't seen him use his ultimate yet. So he's probably looking for an opportunity to do that, looking for a fight. Doesn't have the completed item yet. And an interesting pickup is the Grievous Wounds early. I mean, before he even has a completed first item, it's already the Executioner's Calling, which with this team comp, I'm not sure I understand. It's really that Darius is the one person who, the one champ who's going to have any healing outside of... Yeah, he's pretty much it. So I've seen it a lot on some of these bruisers like Hecarim, and I just don't see the value in rushing that. He actually goes full item. So he goes straight for the Kimpung Chainsword out the bat. And I understand. I mean, it's a bruiser item, and it's cheaper than probably some other items, but it just doesn't make sense of rushing that. I don't think he must know something that I don't know is what I would expect. And he goes all in. He is still in R range. Oh, nice. Darius actually gave the E, so the splash damage got through. So that was kind of a little bit in by Darius. I know he was trying to come help, but he ended up killing his Nidalee. So good job by Oner there. I think he was waiting an extra second to make sure he could get a second Q charge in that fight. He's getting to the point where the Q cooldown is pretty nice. And actually, I mean, Kim Punk, that's 25 ability haste. So you get the haste, the health, the attack damage, kind of just all your normal bruiser stuff, along with the grievous wounds. And so we'll kind of see how that plays out. I don't know if they're going to be doing stuff like this in the actual Worlds games, but might just be play testing in solo queue. Now there's a fight down bot here, and he's in a position to answer it, at least ward Nidalee off, make sure that she doesn't get to do anything. And they have Herald, so they can make a really big advantage out of this. No ultimate to follow up on that. We'll see if he pops Herald. Oh yeah, I think that was a misclick. I think it's good to drop the Herald, but he probably wanted to fight first. I don't. It seemed like he was just trying to sweep. Ooh, he doesn't know the LeBlanc is backing there. Nidalee kind of going in. I don't. Maybe they didn't know that Vi was still in the area, but that was pretty int. Like that turret's going down no matter what. And the bot lane is doing a really good job. So far, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy out of Oner. He's kind of just putting himself in the right spots. He's pathing towards bot, but it's been a lot of farming. Not a ton of lane interaction up to this point. And he has the ultimate now. I expect he'll go all in on this misfortune. Waiting for the flash. Yep. Just holding his cooldowns until he knows that he can get the free ult. And Q is going to be up again. Super mobile. Very, very slippery. Oh, it got canceled. Yeah, that's a death for sure. Darius canceled the Q. That's that's one thing. It's a short cooldown, but it's pretty easy to cancel. The other team has a lot of spammable crowd control, or if they have their cooldowns up, they're not going to let you just Q. And so against teams with not a lot of crowd control, that's a big problem, where Vi can be extremely hard to pin down. And that ends up giving over the Drake to the Nidalee. She's going to pick that up. And it's not the end of the world. Cloud Drake, maybe they'd prefer that the other team takes it. I don't know. That's what I had in my pick'ems for most Cloud Drakes were taken, because I feel like teams just aren't going to contest Cloud Drake souls very often. And so they're going to be taken more often and given more often, versus if it's a more high priority Drake, then teams are going to contest. Maybe they die, and then the game just ends, and there aren't any more Drakes. That's, I mean, just random theory, and I don't know if that's how accurate that is. Ornn is not in position to follow up right here, so I think he might buy a little bit of time. He has ultimate, so he can. Oh, actually, he might go straight for the ult here. No, it's going to be hard to keep him in turret range there. Ornn just got in range to follow up, and there you go. This Rakan is putting in work. He's roaming. He's all over the map, and they're kind of just teaming up together to impact these lanes. And we go Frostfire Gauntlet. I think that this and Divine Sunderer are seen more often. I expect that this will be the mythic that's built in the tournament in Worlds. That Frostfire, she's going to be built more like a bruiser, truly, than kind of like when you go Sunderer, you're kind of like able to one-shot, and you can still be a bruiser, but I guess that means this is more of a tanky build that she's going in. Going to pick out the Nidalee. No ultimate available, otherwise that's, oh yeah. 2 Qs in 5 seconds, that's pretty annoying to deal with. Yeah, the Rakan putting in work. Man, he's just putting out a lot of damage. Wow, they're going to want that one back. He almost picked up a triple kill on that. I did not expect to go like that. It was just the passive proc that I think kept him alive. He just did not go down, kept on getting shields constantly throughout that fight. So you can tell he's very comfortable on Vi. He's played her a lot more, I think, than most of the other junglers who are in the tournament. And it shows when you just look at the gameplay like this, that he is very comfortable on Vi. And we'll check and see when they have these objectives coming up. It's looking like 2.5 minutes. And it's going to be a Mountain Drake coming up next. Oh, Rakan got bounced off. They're just giving over this Rift Herald. They probably have somewhat of an idea that's coming on, but they just got really big advantages, took down the mid turret, which opens up the map quite a bit to get deep vision and to set up the picks that Vi and Rakan are so good at finding. So they're moving into the jungle here, failing the Q over the wall. Oner, he's human. It's that's comforting. Oh, he just barely showed. Ultimate coming out. They layered it. They didn't do a great job layering it, but they still killed just because how far ahead he is. I mean, 10 and 3. But they landed the Rakan Q the same time as, or the Rakan knockup the same time as the Vi ultimate, which obviously you'd ideally want to have one and the other and weave them together end to end. But they were still able to get the kill. Quite a bit of burst in this. So even if you're going for the tankier build, you still have one-shot potential on the squishy targets. It's not like you are just a lockdown bot. Of course, you do have a lot of lockdown and survivability, but if you're ahead like this, it's no problem to be able to one-shot somebody if they are out of position. And even if it isn't a one-shot, you're still going to have another Q 2 seconds later, and you're able to pick it up. Yeah, right now it's a 3-second cooldown on her Q. And the other team, not a ton of spammable crowd control. So they're going to have a hard time locking down the Vi. As really it's just Pike Q and Darius E. That's really the only instant crowd control that can disrupt her. And so in low CC comps, like I mentioned, she's going to have a lot of mobility that's not going to get interrupted and a lot of autonomy to make plays. Kind of poking around. Ornn is in the top side, but he doesn't have teleport. And so they're probably going to want to not take this fight for the time being. He's now walking over for the Drake. Team fight is starting, and he's coming over from a flank angle, but they're making sure that they keep mid priority. With the Drake coming up, if you have mid priority, then the other team is kind of forced to fight on your terms. They have to either answer the mid push, or and then if they answer the mid push, then you get to go to the Drake. So it's a way of kind of creating tempo. Ultimate over on the Pike, lock him down. Yeah, Darius is going to be the next target. Make sure he doesn't start to get resets in the back line. Oh, is this dive going to come through? Yeah, Ornn is tanking, so they can kind of go for it, but they are not going to full commit to it. He goes down. Yeah, a little bit weird after they tank with no wave. Very ambitious. I think they were relying on the Ornn being a little bit more tanky, but he takes damage too. He's human. He can't just tank forever because it's only 19 minutes. Oh, there's Tristana jumping into the back line. Able to put out a little bit of damage, jump back out. But with the W, she did not get the cooldown, so she does not have a jump right now. They're probably in quite a bit of danger at the moment. And with Oner dying, they're actually giving tempo over for the dragon that the red team is going to get first move, and they're probably just going to secure it completely uncontested. After all the poke that the blue team had taken, they're just going to have to give it over. And it's nice to have Vi teamed up with other primary engage, especially the Rakan and the Ornn, those being long range, that she doesn't have to be the first person. because if you are, it's pretty easy to just to kite, to use one of those 2 CC abilities that the other team has. And in other team comps, they'll have a lot more CC. It's pretty easy to lock her down in a straight up 5v5 if you have the team comp for it. But this other team comp, I think she could go in pretty easily 1v3 and not get locked down just based on their kits. But having these other teammates that you can rely on is really, really nice. Here's a team fight. Going in, blowing up the Misfortune. Yeah, they just... Pretty easy time there. And she chooses to peel the Darius. Just so many Qs. And then the kills coming in on Nidalee also right there. And she can run these people down. LeBlanc's super mobile, but if Darius stuck around, he would not be having a good time. They're continuing the fight. I think they can just turn this. LeBlanc is the primary target. She's going to get passive, but does not matter when they chain the CC like that. It's still just super clean lockdown from them. And if you're liking the gameplay reviews that I'm doing for Worlds so far, it'd be awesome if you gave this video a like, just to let the algorithm know that you enjoy this content and that more people should see these videos. And also, if you want to, comment down below what champions you'd like to see, what junglers you want to watch gameplay from, and have that reviewed just to see a little inside peek of what they are up to during this boot camp, during this this World Championship. Nidalee is just getting abused here. He's finding all of these picks. It's just never really a 5v5 when they keep on getting these kills. Nidalee, I don't think you're going to accomplish anything by walking up there, but Oner kills her anyway. Maybe she was looking for a steal or something like that, but she'd have to know that there's vision control around there, that you can't just walk in after the blue team had cleared out vision, set up wards, stuff like that. Yeah, a little bit rough. That's not just a master tier thing. That's kind of like common sense, but I mean, there might be a little bit of tilt. 1 in 7, I would be tilted. I might do something like that. Actually, I would for sure do something like that. I would have already thrown the game 10 times over against Oner. Now they're sending Ornn up. He's in the top side. Does not have teleport. And so they're likely looking for a pick, something like that. A full 5v5 would not be advantageous for them at the moment. And so it's probably just like we're seeing, they're teaming up together, pushing in the waves, not giving a 4v5. Darius in the top, so Ornn is starting to walk over. Yeah, with no crowd control, Oner's really never threatened. Neither of these champs can lock him down. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Man, the 2v2, we've been talking about it all game. This support, I mean, he got the double knockup, and Oner just played it perfectly. He waited for the clone, so LeBlanc jumped out, and then he ulted the other clone, and then even if she distorts back, he still picks up the kill. And in very stylish fashion, he picks up the second kill on both of them, and the ending of the ult damage is pretty cool. And this is going to be the end of the game here. And if you liked this one, you might want to check out some of the other jungle gameplay reviews that I've done of the Worlds players. I'm going to link one right here, and you should go check it out. And I will go ahead and see you over there. Yeah, hope you liked it.